Sins of the Past, Chapter 28, Related Warriors, the Presidential Decisions. Back at the President's transportation to his secret location, the televised program he watches as the fight continues until everything disappears and replaced back to normal as if nothing happened. Astonished that everything changed, President of the United States says, "How in the hell?" Everybody witnesses the disappearance of the mess. Red Military Chief Mastrop says, "Mr. President, the body count is 0 for the moment." President of the United States says, "I can't believe that. Do a recount to make sure. I want a full sweep in the clearance checks." Red Military Chief Mastrop says, "Affirmative." Just as the intercom is linked to all calls regarding the President's open communications. Everybody's arguing among themselves on the President's decision of an alliance between Earth and another strange world similar to what he sees on a regular basis. President of the United States says, "So does anyone have any suggestions?" Panther's Pride says, What did she say exactly?" President of the United States says, "If memory serves me right, she asked me if I would like to take a tour of her home planet." Lady Deadlyside says, "You know, Mr. President, if she was hostile, all she had to do was destroy us with no remorse." Happy Trigger says, "Maybe she wants an alliance just like you did with our 2 countries." President of the United States says, "I have considered she could be a president of her United Alliances as she told me." Last Prayer says, "You know what this means in a way." Bullseye says, "Yeah, we could share her enemies as well." Panther's Pride says, "We know that's not good." Lady Deadlyside says, "If that's true, we should get right on that liquid metal and produce some defenses." President of the United States says, "Good point." President announces over the intercom from his desk. He says, "Global Defense Director, come to my office now." Global Defense Director, "Yes, sir, on my way." The director comes through the door and makes his way to the President's right side of the desk. President of the United States says, "Please tell me you have this room under surveillance." Global Defense Director says, "Yes, sir. Shall I put it up on a separate monitor?" President of the United States says, "Proceed." The director pulls out his tablet and connects the video and rewinds it where everyone was at attention. The video only shows her entrance and how her armor retracted. Back in the way she had when she first met him. Then static until everyone was asking each other if they saw anything. Lady Deadlyside says, "There's nothing for us to work with." Panther's Pride said, "Except her armor and her crown going back to something important." "What's her title, where she's from?" President of the United States says, "She told me that she was a keeper of her United Alliance type of thing going on." Trigger Happy says, "Do you think she's doing what you're doing with the alliance to make it work?" President of the United States says, "I have thought about it and had high hopes that we were united under one nation to the point of shared technology among helping each other and values without violence." Last Prayer says, we all know damn well that isn't going to happen." Bullseye says, "We have the Related Warriors and possibly others waiting to take the title for themselves." President of the United States says, "Speaking of the Related Warriors, where is Nightmare located?" Lady Deadlyside says, "According to my tablet that I'm seeing, Nightmare is nowhere to be found yet." Panther's Pride said, "I thought I saw her at the podium room during the demonstration." Trigger Happy says, "If your soldier has gone rogue, you better watch the facts you could consider the title." President of the United States says, "Nightmare has been through a lot in her perspective." Panther's Pride says, "No kidding. Ever since the loss of the gauntlet at Japan, she hasn't been the same." Last Prayer says, "I remember talking to our Red Military Chief Officer, Chief Captain. He told me that we could be at war with our own as well as similarities of beings that resemble our cultures and values. Back in Israel before we met at your office." President of the United States says, "You mean your government knew what was going on?" Bullseye says, "Sir, don't get me wrong. In case you didn't know, our Red Military are connected to a lot of nations in protecting any way they can." Lady Deadlyside says, "That reminds me. I need all the military class worldwide to understand that what might happen and be ready." Lady Global Defense Director says, "I'm on it. I'm currently notifying all the Red Military ranked officers know of the situation at hand." Trigger Happy says, "Mr. President, what about the secret ops?" President of the United States says, you guys work worldwide, follow our code of justice. I'm not worried entirely. You get the same information considering the line of work. As they are much closer to their destination, the pilot announces, everyone, we're about 30 minutes away, the pilot says. President of the United States says, let's dismiss this friend right now. I need to consider my options. You guys leave my office and enjoy yourselves with the time that is given. Everybody at once says, yes, sir. They leave. The president is left with his thoughts that are remaining with unanswered questions to this alliance invitation. Sins of the Past, chapter 29. Related warriors. Conversation interrupted between brother and sister. Meanwhile, back on the Alliance Guardian, brother and sister are talking about the alliance they overheard rumors of. While they talk among themselves in the strategy room, they get interrupted by a surprise from their father. Princess Rosepride says, did you hear Evolution wants an alliance with those that visualize similar to us? Prince Dragonline says, yes, I have. What do you think on the matter? Princess Rosepride says, you know, I'm only 16 millennial years of age, and I don't get it sometimes. Prince Dragonline says, you mean how evolution insists her empire to be united as one? Princess Rosepride says, don't forget, Ambition, you are the same age as I. Ambition, in their terms, means brother and or sister. It doesn't matter which gender, it's just, that's saying sibling. Okay. Prince Dragonline says, yes, I have evolved to our evolutional wisdom, yet still learning. Okay, evolutionals means, that means parents. Evolution means mother and or father, while parents means evolutionals. So I'm just trying to help you guys with some of the words, so you guys understand what I'm saying more or less. Princess Rosepride says, I haven't evolved myself too much because of the enemies that want us expired from our evolutional's cause. Prince Dragonline says, we have to remain strong. I need you to practice your Spiritu Naru Guardian forces and choose. Princess Rosepride says, what for? I don't want to. Prince Dragonline says, I'm not having a lesser equal in the family. Princess Rosepride says, I don't want to fight and share the enemies that generations before me have had to for millennial aeonic years back beyond in the past to endure. Millennial aeonic years. Aeonic is kind of like doubled. So it's like 16 or whatnot, then it's like times 2 or so forth. Let's see. Okay. The prince was configuring the room to prepare for exercise the battles. Prince Dragonline says, I'm about to close the door. Stay and visualize. You have to choose between a guardian or a Spiritu Naru force. It's a must. Princess Rosepride says, how come our evolutionals have the combinated forces? Their words on combination is different. So combinated means combined. And Prince Dragonline says, because they practiced enough to harness the two. Princess Rosepride says, you go on and I'm learning. He pulls her back in. They're arguing back and forth like normal siblings. Then they felt and heard wind pass by them and a crash in the walls outside the door. They stop, look over to the right, then to the left. Prince Dragonline says, Dragonstar, nice of you to fly by unannounced. Princess Rosepride says, oh, that's Dragonstar. Wait a millennial aeonic second. Okay. Millennial aeonic second means a second and a half that had already passed. So, as you can tell, the time passes by quick. Prince Dragonline says, he's the one that expired our older ambition, Tiger Rose. And as the Emperor walks by them, Emperor Dragon Tiger says, I need you two back in that room. They both get shoved in and the door closes in front of them. Princess Rosepride says, great, ambition looks as though I'm getting trained to be hard as evolution and as wise as the other evolution. Prince Dragonline says, about time you realize the potential at hand. Ship's monitor comm says, strategy room is now in effect. The stage is set. Outside of the strategy room door, Dragonstar from his battle, which weakened him a little except his tongue. Dragon Star Cloud says, So as I was flying by, I noticed the other two young kin that I haven't expired yet. Young kin is like child or children, depending. It's like saying young kin that are young. So, okay. Let's see. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, You will not touch any of them. The ship has already called the armored guards to imprison Dragonstar. Armored guard captain, which one shall I open this time? Imperial. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, Put him in the waiting room in prison to wait the trials. Armored guards captain says, Yes, Imperial. They leave with Dragonstar bound by energy absorbing bands, so that he doesn't evade from what energy was left. Empress Swanrose says, Eternity, join me in the communications room. She announces herself through the ship's intercom. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, On my way when I know Dragonstar is secured. Empress Swanrose says, I'll be waiting, not too long, I hope. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, Not to worry, it'll be a few moments. After Dragonstar is secured, he makes his way towards the communications room for a meeting of their own.